I think we need some more cheese. I think I snacked on a lot of cheese actually. Hi, my name's Cassie of Fed and Fit, and today I am showing you one of the dinner series from my New York Times bestselling cookbook, Cook One's Dinner Fix. It's out of the poultry chapter. We're showing you how to make a turkey tenderloin dinner that turns into a Southwestern turkey casserole whenever you're ready for it. Okay, let's dive right in. The first one we're going to make is the Chipotle Maple Turkey Tenderloin with baked sweet potato. I'm telling you what, you're going to love this sauce. It is so good. It is delicious. And even though I literally wrote the book, I still open it to reference my own recipes. It makes it so easy. It takes the guesswork out of it. And also, I have the luxury of cooking right now with you in this quiet kitchen, and there's no toddlers running around my feet, but at home I get really distracted, and so it's really nice to just have it open and reference. So dog ear or to tag those pages when you're ready to decide what you're making for dinner that week and have it ready to go. Okay, so in this bowl I'm whisking together the maple syrup, the olive oil, our chipotle powder. It's a good amount of chipotle powder, so this packs a little bit of heat. If you're cooking for folks who, oh, that was paprika, sorry, this is the chipotle powder. Definitely important to distinguish the amounts, but still, chipotle powder is pretty spicy, and so if you're cooking for folks who don't like spicy food, you could substitute out that chipotle powder for all paprika. All right, you'll still get that same beautiful color. It'll still be really delicious. You just won't have that same smokiness that you would get from chipotle powder. And then sea salt goes into it. And to this, I'm just going to whisk up this sauce. And this is actually going to be two things. It's going to be our marinade for that turkey, and it is going to be the creamy lime maple chipotle sauce that we're going to serve up later. I'm going to show you how we do that without contaminating it with the fresh turkey. Okay, so whisk it up until it's nice and combined, and it's going to get a little thick. All those dried spices and the maple syrup will thicken it up just a little bit, almost like a thin barbecue sauce. That's the texture we're going for. Okay, so I've got 3 pounds total of turkey tenderloin, and this is actually going to be enough protein for both meal 1 and meal 2. Meal 1 is that chipotle maple turkey bake with the sweet potatoes and the sauce. Do not sleep on that sauce. And then the other half of the turkey is going to be used, which will already have been cooked. Thank you, past me. It will already have been cooked. It's going to be put to use in the Southwestern Turkey Casserole. Oh my gosh, that casserole is so delicious. And I'm gonna coat it all. I'm gonna coat it all in this luscious sauce because the flavors from this chipotle sauce are going to work really well with both dishes, even though both dishes are going to be totally different from one another. Don't they look like large chicken breasts? That's exactly what they look like. And they're delicious. It's like if you haven't cooked with this protein before, now's the time. I think you're really gonna like it. So I've got them in here into a baking dish, just a very classic standard casserole dish. And I'm gonna pour half of that sauce, that maple sauce that I just whisked up, I'm gonna pour it over the top. I'm just gonna toss my turkey tenderloins around in it, make sure they're coated on all sides. These cook so simply. This is the hard part of the dish. I'm doing it right now. So these head into the oven, 350 degrees for 35, 45 minutes. That's kind of the range. If you have a digital thermometer, which I highly recommend grabbing, it would be until the internal temperature reads about 165, or if you just want to look at it until the tops are just browned, leave it in there for 35, 40 minutes. You're probably going to be in great shape. The top will just start to look a little bit of caramelized. The sauce will get sticky and so delicious. Let's put it in the oven. Next up, sweet potatoes. These are nice and long and lean sweet potatoes, and this is going to be just what I need for that first meal. I'm really just making the amount of sides that I need for one meal. I'm not planning on leftovers of this side, and this is exactly what we would go through. So I've got about a pound of sweet potatoes. If your sweet potatoes are any thicker than this, you can cut them and they would cook still for about 35 to 45 minutes, 350 degrees. I pop them in the same oven. And to be honest, when it comes to baking sweet potatoes, I just keep an eye on it because it varies so much. So put on your oven mitts and give them a pinch, and as soon as they are soft enough to pinch or give when you pinch them in the oven with an oven mitt on, you know they're done, right? You got that, you got that. I'm gonna drizzle with olive oil and then pop them in the oven. Okay, so while the turkey and the sweet potatoes are in the oven, let's go ahead and make the sauce, and then we're just waiting for dinner to be done. The oven is doing all the hard work. So I've got the other half of that sauce that we poured over the turkey. This one didn't touch any raw meat. It's all very clean. I'm cutting a lime, which is gonna help liven this up, and then I'm putting some mayo in with this. This is a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise heading in. I'm gonna give that a quick little whisk, add in our fresh lime juice, and this is the sauce you're gonna wanna make over and over again. And you could make it on this turkey dish. You could also save it and make it for, it'd be great on chicken, it'd be great on pork chops. Oh, yummy, this would be so good on pork chops. Okay, lime juice heads in, give it a really good whirl until it's nice and even. And then store it, save it until you're ready to plate dinner. We are going to start on the Southwestern Turkey Casserole, and so into this large skillet, I'm adding the olive oil, and then my pre-chopped bell pepper, onion, and garlic. This is such a time saver. Having this already done, I did this, do this on the day when you bring your groceries home from the store. If you've got an extra 5 minutes, that's all it takes. And then when it's a weeknight and you're hurriedly pulling dinner together, all you have to do is put it in the pan. It's so nice. That goes into a skillet. We're just gonna toss it around until it's wilted, a little bit soft, and then start layering our casserole. Once those peppers are ready, put them into the casserole dish. To the casserole dish, go ahead and add your beans and the corn. It's okay if it's still a little frozen. And then about 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. Toss this up, and this will be your first layer. Now we're just going to, I'm gonna spread this out. And actually, here's a fun tip for you. If you're feeding kiddos at home and they aren't going to be really into a whole casserole, this is the point that I would spoon out some of this pepper and bean and corn mixture and put it on their plates and have it ready to go, or stick it in a bowl so I can warm it up a little bit later, because they're gonna really love this component of the dish, but they may not love the layer casserole approach like my husband and I will. So if you're feeding picky eaters or kiddos, scoop out layers of dishes like this that are all big one thing, and you're increasing your odds that they're gonna go for it. Okay, turkey is out of the oven. Oh gosh, nope, I still haven't dipped them. Isn't that a miracle? Turkey's out of the oven, and it is cooked perfectly. I am going to pull off the 2 turkey tenderloins that I plan on using in that casserole first. And I'm gonna get started on that one because I wanna pop it in the oven so I can show you how that one comes together. And so for this turkey, what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna cut it essentially into 1/2-inch sized cubes roughly. I really just want it to be bite-sized pieces, because in a casserole, you don't wanna get a scoop of casserole and then have to chop up your meat, right? You want it to already be the right size. So that's what I'm gonna do really quickly. Chop this up. Okay, turkey is chopped up. Now we're gonna go ahead and toss it with the cumin and the rest of the sea salt. And the cumin is actually what's, obviously some of the flavor that we just baked it in is going to still be here and imparted on this turkey, but the cumin is really gonna set it apart and give it that classic Southwestern flavor profile that we're going for. So I'm just gonna toss this up really quickly and then pour it over that first layer of all of our peppers and beans and corn. Spread that out. And then what's left of the cheese that I've been snacking on gets sprinkled on top. And then this is gonna head into the oven and bake if you're ready to serve it. I think we need some more cheese. I think I snacked on a lot of cheese actually. If you're not ready to serve this, if you're prepping this ahead of time like I am right now because I'm showing you how these two meals come together on the same day, you can actually, I would put it just like this, the cold cheese on top, cover it, and put this in your refrigerator and have it already assembled and ready to go. Then when you're ready to make dinner, let's say it's Monday and on Wednesday, you're ready to make this casserole, pull it out of the refrigerator, stick it in the oven at 350 degrees, and bake it for 30 to 45 minutes until the cheese is really bubbly, and that's how you know it's done. But everything in here is already cooked, so you're not sticking it in the oven to cook it, you're just sticking it in there to help it all come together, and it'll be ready to go. I'll show you what it looks like in a second. Okay, now let's go ahead and plate up that Chipotle Maple Turkey Breast dinner, which had the sweet potato, roasted sweet potato with it. So what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna slice this turkey, I don't like in just nice little slices. I don't know how else to put it. Maybe like how you would slice a pork tenderloin or a chicken breast that was really well prepared. Turkey is done, and oh my gosh, what a special dinner this is. So I just plated it with the sliced turkey, the roasted sweet potato, and then that luscious creamy lime sauce. I'm putting a little sprinkle of extra sea salt because I cannot help myself. And then this is meal number one. All right, now what we're going to do, if you're following the book in order and you wanted to make the casserole from scratch on another day, then you would take those other two turkey breast tenderloins that you've just cooked, and you can either chop them up. I recommend chopping them up. You've already got the cutting board out, the knife out, it's all dirty, so go ahead and chop it up, cube it, so it's ready for the casserole, and then store it in the refrigerator so you're ready to assemble when the day comes. You're ready to make that dish. Casserole is out of the oven. It's all melty and delicious. From here, I like to plate it up and then garnish with all the yummy things we fixed for it. So we have the melty turkey and those peppers and the beans and the corn. All that heads onto this plate. And then from here, we have that cream sauce that we made. This was just sour cream, cilantro, lime, and a little bit of water just to thin it just a touch more. I'm gonna drizzle that right on top, which also helps set this dish apart. And then I like to garnish with fresh jalapenos. And there you go, look at that. Two totally different dinners. Would you know that these were made with the same turkey that were baked at the same time? This is gonna change the way you cook. This has changed the way I cook. I feel like this has really helped me get dinner on the table easier, faster, spending less money, spending less energy. It's been a game changer for me. If you want more from Cook Once Dinner Fix, be sure to check it out. It's linked below, where you can find 60 of these dinner series. So 60 of these pairings, 120 complete meals. You won't have to wonder what is for dinner again. You won't have to wonder, how am I gonna fit this on budget? It is going to be, I really hope it's going to be really helpful for you.